me to another question here of what do you see being the biggest issue in the youth of today? I know I have I know what it is in the millennial generation,
right?
But what do you see with what generation are we on? It's not Gen Z, is it?
I think I'm Gen X. I'm
you're
45.
Gen X. I'm millennial. Braden, are you Gen Z? He's like, I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yeah, one of those.
Here.
It doesn't matter. I guess we don't need labels, but the kids that are in high school today, the kids that are in late middle school, going into college, like whatever that generation is, what do you see being the biggest issue right now, or the biggest cultural issue with them?
Yeah, I would say not laziness, but so I'm not a fan of AI. I'll just say it. I mean, even I'm a graphic designer, but I'm not a fan because it is causing us as a culture to be lazy.
Yeah.
And I love some of the memes of, we could cripple an entire generation if we just went back to manual stick shifts and writing cursive. And
it'd be over.
Right.
Yeah.
And so there's just a lot of things, everything we do these days are like, how can we simplify our lives? And yes, there are some benefits because it gives you time back. It will, it allows you to do other things you want to do. But I also keep just asking, like, did not anybody ever watch Terminator?
Or The Matrix?
We are going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, well, and
it
blows me away because all of these movies, if you look back, there was a movie made, I think, in the late 90s about a virus that was going to get released into the world, and then the rich people, whoever they were, had the compound to cure everybody, but then they wouldn't, it was there. And actually, no, it was I think it was a Jack Carr book.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go back and figure out what this book was now. Anyways,
yeah.
But yeah, it's like we're predicting these things in the future,
right?
In books we're writing 10, 20 years prior.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I would say to answer your question, social media is tough, because they can see. They're always comparing themselves to, and I tell my kids all the time, what are you doing? You're basically living your life watching somebody else's life.
Right.
Go do your own thing. Go make your own, and don't necessarily record it. You go and just go do it. Yeah. Make your own memories and be your own person.
Well, be the hero of your own story, right? Like we are all designed to be the heroes in our own story, and when we're not pursuing that, then
we're trying to carbon copy somebody else's story. Trying to mimic and sometimes it's good to have heroes. It's good to have role models. I'm gonna put it that way.
Right.
That in most kids, I saw it the other day, kids don't know who they are. And so it's okay to kind of look to somebody for direction, but then put your own spin on it. Don't just try to do exactly what they're doing.
Well, and ask yourself, do you really want to follow this person's direction?
Yeah.
Because you look at some of these, I'd call them charlatans, a lot of them, Braden and I were talking about this earlier, is a lot of these guys are charlatans. Like, have they really done anything? Maybe, maybe not. There are many who have. But then there's many that haven't, and they're preaching on how to live your life, how to say, it's like a sales consultant trying to sell me on a package to let them consult me on how to sell.
Yeah.
What have you sold? Well, I've sold sales consulting. I just came out of college. Why don't you go sell a few products, maybe work for a few companies, and then we'll talk.
Yeah.
And
go fail.
Yeah, go fail. Exactly.
Yeah.
Fail. I mean, and it's not failure if you learn from it, right?
Right.
But there's so many of these charlatans out there now. But then you look at them and you're like, okay, do they have a good marriage? They're rich. They drive a Ferrari. Cool. I'd love to have a Ferrari.
Are they happy?
But are they happy?
Are they content? I guess is the bigger question. They may be happy. But
sure. Well, but
are they going to be wanting more?
A lot of people, I'm not saying everybody, but there are a lot of people out there who fill holes with material. And not saying it's bad, and there are a lot of people that are out there that are spiritually happy.
Have nice things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so many people in the world chase money, chase material, which again are not bad things. They're inanimate objects, right? They cannot be bad. But then what they become is idolatry for us. But these that's the big thing is like I quit looking at some of these sales mentors or business mentors that I was looking at a couple years ago because I was like, that's not a marriage I want. Their kids probably hate them because the way they're talking to everybody else, That's not the example of a father I want to be,
mm-hmm.
you know? And you start asking yourself those questions. It's like, are these guys really guys that I want to follow? You know, or even look to as a role model.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Obviously you can pick things away from everybody that are good, but you know, having an idol or a hero to look up to, look at the whole picture, right? Don't just look at the nice car they're driving or the Rolex on their arm.
Yeah.